So in the control structures, it's a very important topic in CoreJava and some other programming languages also, because the main logic is built on these concepts, using these concepts. So you should have a fair idea on these control structures. So you not only in Java, you have these control structures, even other programming languages also. If you learn here, there also functionality wise same, only structure will be different. But the way it works is same. Okay. Control structures. So in this topic, we are going to learn conditions, how to make the conditions. And how to loop your data. So until your condition is satisfied. And then arrays concept also we are going to learn in this topic. So this is the crucial topic in the entire Java. Basically, three sections so we can categorize this. One is conditional statements. Those are if else, nested if else, switch. These are the conditions, conditional statements. And we have loops. So like while loop, do while loop, for loop, for each loop. And we have two statements, break and continue statements. And last one is array. Array is a very big topic. So array itself, it will take 3-4 days for us with all programs and everything. So let's get started with the conditional statements. So what are the conditions and how these conditions are replaced? And we will see one by one. Okay. So first let's go to theory. And after theory, we'll go for the practicals. Programs will write. Theory followed by programs will be there. That's a common thing. Like how functions we did the same way. So we can do here also. So let's see, what is the if statement? If is a simple decision making statement, and so you can execute based on the condition. If the condition is true, one set of block will execute. And if condition is false, entire if condition will skip. Entire if block will skip. So that's the if statement, simple if statement. They basically one condition will be tested here. That to true condition. If condition is false, cursor won't go inside this block. So that is the if statement. So here condition always will be a Boolean value. You have to give Boolean value one. Either you can give a direct Boolean value is true or false. So it accepts only Boolean value. And you can write in the expressions also. So in the condition place, you can give a true or false, or you can give a expressions also. So that is the if condition structure. If parenthesis, write a condition, and then curly bracket, start and end. So this curly bracket is just a block. So if condition is true, this block of code will execute. If condition is false, cursor will move to here in this line. It won't go here. These lines won't execute. It will come to here. That's the if condition. So without bracket also you can write. So If user doesn't provide a braces, and it will be treated as a first one, statement one. So statement two is not belongs to this condition. So this is a flow chart. If condition is true, this block of code will execute. So that means cursor will come to here. This is the if block. If condition is false, it will go outside of the if block. So please remember this visualization at least, so that it will be very easy for you. So what type of condition you can give in the parenthesis? I already mentioned it can be an expression or any Boolean value. So what is expression? How can you say expression? So you have to give what kind of expressions? Between two values like conditional operators and logical operators, you can use like this. This is the conditional operator, right? Greater than 5, greater than 5 is a one value, 3 is another value. Between two values, you're using a conditional operator. Greater than, less than. So such kind of operators, if you use, you will get a Boolean value. So that is the Boolean value expressions how to write. See this. If 5 greater than 3, is it a true or false? This output, what you will get? True you will get, right? And then it will execute this line. Because it's a true means cursor will come to this block inside. A less than B. A less than B means, so it will execute this line of code. So if it is true, if it is not true, it will go here. So A plus B greater than C. So then it will execute this code. So that's the Boolean value how to give. So if you give directly value, it is true. So it will come directly here. If negation false means it's a true. Okay. So next, see here is the simple, the conditional operators. These are the things, and logical operators also you can use in between the these two operands in between. So then you can use these operators. These are all called operators, right? These are all called operators. So those operators you can use in between two variables. Okay, so next, see here also. So less than A less than B, you can see A, B values. So A value 50, B 40. So 50 greater than 40, true. So it will come here. So that means block inside, if block is executed. See now here, 50 less than 40, false. So this entire thing won't execute, it will come here. That's a problem here. Only one condition you can check. Two conditions we cannot test it. That is this if block. Next, if else block. So if else block is, so in if statement of block, only condition true, then if block will execute. If condition is false, if block won't execute. But in the if else code, if condition is true, one block will execute. If condition is false, else block code will execute. So both conditions we can test in the if else. So that's what this one. If condition is true, if block, else, so this else block will execute. So that's so if statement having an optional block, and this block is known as a else block. You must think why we are saying else block is optional, because if block can be used without else block also. But else block doesn't exist. So alone, you cannot write only else block. You must have a if block, then you can write a else block. Okay. So next, if you see this chart, if condition is true, if block will execute. If condition is false, else block code will execute. So then it will exit the entire, so if else block. So that is the complete code. So how if else block will execute? So here, if A greater than B, so here 20 greater than 30. True or false? False. False means cursor will come to else block. It will come to else block. And here also A less than B. So 20 less than 30. True. So true means if block code will execute. If block code will execute. So that is the how we can execute the if else blocks. So here I have given some examples. We'll practice this. Now let's move on to the nested if else. nested if else means so we have seen one only if block. We have seen if else block. Now nested if else means one block inside another if condition, another if condition, another if condition. You can write multiple conditions with a nested if else. So this is also called if else if ladder. And so in if else statement, then if block of statement will be executed if the condition is true. Otherwise, the else block of code will execute. Suppose I want to execute multiple conditions. Then what should we do? So such cases, we have to use if else if ladder. Multiple conditions, if you want to check, you can use if else if blocks. So that is the main concept of nested if else. You can see here, if condition 1 is true, that block will execute. For example, this condition is false. It will go to next else if block here. So like that, multiple else if blocks, else if. If all these conditions are not true, there is a else block. There is a else block. So that is the nested if else. If you see this, condition 1 is true, the condition 1 inside that block will execute. So if condition 1 is false, it will come to condition 2. Condition 2 is true, then condition 2 statements will execute. Suppose if that is false, again next condition it will go. It will check that condition. Again, here also, if all these conditions are false, then else block code will execute. So like that, so it's like a waterfall. So condition 1 is true, that block will execute, it will exit. It will exit. For example, this is true, it will exit after executing this block. If this is not true, it will go here and it will execute if it is true and it will exit. And if it is not true, it will come here, it will execute this, it will exit. Else, it will come to else block and so it will exit. So basically downwards, all the conditions, it will check. Any one condition is true, that block will execute. If not true, else block will execute. So that's the how you can see that nested if else block structure. So you can see here clearly I given. If condition 1 is true, then condition 1 statements will execute. Else, one space you have to give if condition 2. So that means this is not true only, then it will come to condition 2. If it is true, then this will execute and exits. If this is not true, it will come to second condition. Then condition 2 statements will execute. Else if condition 3. So then condition 3 statements will execute. Else if condition 4. Condition 4 statements will execute. So this is how you can execute step by step all the conditions. So false states, if all these conditions are not true, and else block code will execute. So example you can give. So here is the one. So you want to find out which one is big in the given ABC. You can use if A greater than B and A greater than C, then you can say A is big. Else if B greater than C and B greater than A, then you can say B is big. Else if C greater than A and C greater than B, then you can say C is big. Else invalidate. Else invalidate. If you give all are the same, then you cannot find out which one is big, right? If you give all equal, that's invalidate. Okay. So that's the one example, and a lot of examples are there. You can practice that one. I'll show you one of them. You can practice. Here is the exercise also I have given. You can try it out. Okay, so a lot of exercise, BMI, finding out the BMI, body mass index, you can find out based on the weight, right? So that also I have given the description. You can design the program here. So very nicely given what message you need to print. I have given here also. What code you need to execute. That you can give it. Okay, so like that we have so many exercises I have given. You can try it out, all of them. Next, we have last one is switch case. Last one is switch case. So the switch statement is almost similar to nested if else if ladder concept, but that one is more brackets and everything is there, right? But here this one is more readable, basically more readable. So to reduce the complexity of if else if ladder, so we can use a switch statement. So switch statement is the alternate of the if else if ladder, basically. So the switch statement executes one block of statement from multiple blocks of statements. So based on the condition. So in switch statements, so number of choices we can perform different tasks for each choice. So here is the one, switch bracket to give variable or expression, and case value 1, then write the code, break it. If case 1 is true, it is matching this value and this value is both are same, this is true, then this block of code will execute. For example, this is not true, it's not matching with this expression and value, and you will go to next case 2. If case 2 is true, this code will execute, then break, so and so on. So that's a default block of code will be executed. So this is the multiple cases. Each case is here, there are no else if block. In nested if else, each case here is equal to their else if block. So the default one is a else block in the nested if else. So that's the difference between, but here no brackets, right? That's one more readable here. No brackets. But both will perform the same thing. Multiple conditions you will check. Multiple choices you can check. And that's the difference between this switch case and nested if else. So the rules for a switch statement is, so this expression or variable can be byte, short, int, long, enum types, string, or some wrapper classes like byte class, short class, integer class, long class. So you can place that any one of them here. So that's the switch brackets inside what you can write. So you can create any number of cases like this, any number of cases you can create based on your conditions, number of conditions. So the case value must be literal or constant. So either you can write like this, or a string format you can write, or a constant also you can write, any one. So each case should be unique, so there is no duplicate cases. And each case after break is optional, but it's better to have break each case after. For example, if you don't write break, what will happen is, and this one is not true, but no break here. But in case 2, you have a break, but this condition is not true, but still it will execute. So that's a problem. That's why every case after better to write a break statement. Otherwise, unnecessarily the code will execute, other case code also will execute. So that all wherever break encountered, until that all the cases will execute. Okay, so that's all about why you need a break statement. You can see here, switch the expression case 1. If case 1 is matching with this expression, then case 1 block code will execute. Then break it. So then we exit the entire switch block. Case 1 is not matched, it will go to case 2. If case 2 matched, and so that block code will execute. Then break, and it will come out from the switch block. Again, like that, case n, all the cases will check one by one. Matches, it will go, and if it not matches, it will go to next thing. But all the cases are not matched. There is a default block. So default block is nothing but a else block in nested if else. So here default is in switch case is nothing but a else block. Say like else block. Okay. So that's all about so the theory part. Okay. So then we'll go for this. The example, finding out the entered character is vowel or consonant. How can you find out? You're giving an input to the method. That means parameterized method you create and you give the character. When you give the character, you have to tell, your method should tell whether that is a consonant or vowel. You have to tell. How can you tell that? So you can use a switch case. See that? The character switch, this character variable, case. There are 26 letters. I cannot write a 26 cases. So what I can do, I'll write only A, E, I, O, U. If the entered character is so A, E, I, O, U, then I can say it's a vowel. Other letters are consonants, obviously. So I can reduce the code, right? So that's what I'm doing here. Case A. Say this is a literal, right? Literal. And I'm just saying entered character is a vowel. Then break it. In case E. So the system not output entered character is a vowel. See, break. Case I. So this one entered character is a vowel, and break it. So if this character is equal to O, and this case will execute and break it. Case U. So this one entered character is a vowel and break it. This, if all these cases are not true, it will come to default block. That means, so the entered character is not a vowel and it will come to default block. That default block, you are printing that character and the switch block will end there. So that's the whole idea behind this switch cases. And so let's go and write the programs. Okay, so we'll write a programs so that we can understand how to use all this if else, nested if else, switch cases. Okay, one by one we'll use, and you practice the exercise for use. So you find out. So don't see this. Try to write the programs. So find the given character is vowel or consonant, and try this nested if else programs. Any one of them. The BMI. So you write a BMI code. Okay, BMI code. So this BMI code you can try it out. Okay, so any one of them, and so if else also you can try it out. Okay, so let's go and join back, and we'll write the programs from the beginning. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.